Okay. Here's the thing about the World Cup situation with the player that got the red card. The thing that bugs me about the now let me go ahead and put it to you this way: Florin Balogun. I hope I got that right. Um, I saw the incident several times. It didn't really deserve a red card, but at the same time, the official made the decision. So, and there was no officially there is no mechanism for an appeals process. All right. Now, um, Trump, President Trump, called the president of FIFA and uh, basically lobbied for FIFA to overturn the red card. Now, we don't know all the details about that call, and that's the problem. Because officially there is no mechanism in FIFA's World Cup to overturn this. So, and usually if a request is done, it's handled through the U.S. Soccer Federation. Now, if President Trump just publicly said, hey, I don't think it was a red card, I would like to see FIFA evaluate it and such, but if there's no mechanism, there's simply no reason to do that. So the fact that he called the president of FIFA, Gianni Infantino, to overturn this, and the Infantino did it. Infantino's claiming that it went through a committee and all that, which is, I think, it's complete bollocks. This was a quid pro quo. Quid pro quo, I should say. And Belgium clearly deserves the upset. I don't blame them one bit. Most of UEFA, pretty much all UEFA is upset about it. The only country that's actually happy with it is the United States, and even those of us who are fans of the U.S. national team are not happy about it because this sets a precedent. Now, if FIFA were to say, okay, this was a situation that we clearly did not plan on, we clearly stepped in it, next World Cup we will set up a proper procedure for red card or yellow card appeals, like in the Premier League and other leagues, where players can have it appealed and they can have it reduced or whatever. They can reduce the suspension. They can reduce the red card to a yellow or whatnot. But this is a bad precedent for a president or a head of state of any country at all, to call the president of FIFA and have a red card overturned. I don't care. It's irrelevant if it was if the foul deserved a red card or not. That's irrelevant here, because the procedure is the red card was issued, VAR backed it up, in the opinion of the referee. That's it, according to the way the rules are. This was a situation where the president of FIFA interfered, and the president of the United States interfered in a situation where you should not have had the said interference. There is no procedure to do this. This is outside the bounds of the established procedure for discipline in the World Cup. And Belgium has every right to be upset. Every other nation in the World Cup has every right to be upset, because if the United States wins tonight against Belgium, it's going to be tainted. If we, for some reason, win the whole damn thing, there's always going to be that asterisk by it. And Trump does not realize that. He just wants the trophy by any means necessary. And this is going to hurt the sport. This is going to be perceived as the United States can throw its weight around, it can do whatever it wants, and it'll just take over the sport and turn it into, its own little with all the there's still people complaining about the hydration breaks with commercial breaks and all that, which I can tend to agree with for the indoor stadiums. Outdoor stadiums I can't kind of agree with, but I think it's a situation where I think in extreme conditions like we're seeing this summer, I think it makes sense. And if they talk a little strategy during those things, is it really hurting the game? And you can make adjustments to the rule down the road. But to me, this right here, this is nothing with Floarin Balogun's. There's a part of me that likes seeing him come back into the game. But the truth is, it's thrown both teams off. Belgium was preparing to not have to play him. Now, all of a sudden, within 24 hours, they've got to work for a strategy to deal with him. So they're clearly going to be upset. I don't blame them one bit. This has nothing to do with being a fan of the U.S. national team. This is about basic fairness. That's it. Basic fairness. And to me, it smacks of just dirt. It's dirty. It's behind the scenes. Good old boy. You pat my back, I'll pat yours. So here's what I like to do. It's too late to change this around because FIFA denies Belgium's appeal over Trump's influence red card. That's what CNN just posted 11 minutes ago, according to my YouTube page. So that's gone. Belgium is going to have to deal with it, unfortunately. I honestly, if I were Belgium, I'd be mad as hell about this, and I don't blame them one bit. I would be coming out this is the kind of thing, in all honesty, would piss me off to the point where I would be like, I'm going to play my game of my life to beat these guys. So I actually was, before all this came about, even after Balogun's red card, I thought the United States had a good chance of beating Belgium. They're not the team they were 12 years ago when Belgium beat the United States and Brazil. But when you have a highly motivated team that is irate, that is motivated, as much as people love going to tangibles and analytics and all this, intangibles still matter. Emotion still matters. To me, it's straight out of you screwed me over, now I'm going to screw you over. I had predicted the U.S. was going to win 3-2. Now I'm going to flip that over. Belgium wins 3-1. I think Belgium comes out gangbusters and beats us tonight. And quite honestly, would I blame them? I mean, they're going to be motivated. They're going to be wanting to get revenge for this. And it's all on Trump. He could have set... And here's the thing. Okay. After this World Cup, this can never happen again. FIFA has to put in the rules. No head of state can ever interfere with something like this. Ever. Ever. It has to be the agreement. No head of state can contact anybody in FIFA over a disciplinary action for their national team. It has to go through the appropriate football association or soccer federation or whatever you want to call it. Okay? This can never happen again. This shouldn't have happened now. FIFA should have said, okay, we screwed up. We'll rescind it. And it would hurt the United States, of course, but the United States was already preparing to begin with anyway. This whole thing should never have happened. The whole thing should never have happened. And I think Infantino should resign after this World Cup because of this. I think this is a fireable offense. I think there should be a convention, an emergency convention after the World Cup to basically lay down ground rules about an appeal process for red cards and yellow cards that is quick and efficient. I would say maybe 3 to 5 person panel, couple of referees, one player, or if it's a 5-person panel, 3 former referees, 2 former players, to kind of give a balanced opinion about things, so it's not just referees backing each other up. The heads of state of the host countries, or the heads of state of the countries involved in said match, cannot interfere whatsoever. If it is, there's a punishment for it. I would say, I would even go as far as forfeiting the match. This can never happen again. Period. End of statement. It cannot happen again. At all. It shouldn't have happened to begin with. So, that's my take. Thank you. I'm hoping the United States wins tonight anyway. But even with that, it's going to be tainted. But don't be surprised if Belgium comes out and plays like gangbusters. Have a great day.